I quit Duolingo for a $10 notebook I wanted to share that system with. Here's where I was. I had a 500-day streak. I was getting perfect, or at least nearly perfect, on my lessons. And by all accounts, I was winning at the game of learning a language on Duolingo. But if you went to Athens or Paris or Tokyo tomorrow, would you even be able to order a coffee at a cafe or buy something at a market? I know I certainly couldn't have. Or really do anything to communicate in your target language. I had that several 100-day long streak, but I began to pretty quickly realize I wasn't actually learning much that I could apply to being in Greece. But after spending too much time on Duolingo, it was pretty clear that the apps are designed to keep you coming back and making them money and not designed to actually help you speak another language. These apps are so broadly appealing because they remove all of the friction to learning a new language. Except it turns out that the friction is actually what helps you learn the new language in a way that you're going to remember it and be able to use it. So I quit Duolingo for a method that I found works much better. Turn to the journal that I carry around with me most of the time anyway. And I started incorporating my language learning into my commonplace notebook, which has actually helped me learn Greek. Yes, it's a manual process. No, it's not pretty, but it kind of works because it refuses to be efficient. So if you're not on the journaling side of TikTok, a commonplace book is essentially one notebook for everything. No separate language journal or study notebook. To be quite frank, if I had to find a special notebook every time I heard a Greek word that I wanted to write down and remember, I wouldn't do it. But this book, it's always within reach. So when I'm watching a TV show or listening to a podcast and I hear something in Greek that I want to remember, I can easily write it down. You might be thinking, wait, isn't this going to be a disaster if you need to find your Greek notes when they're mixed in with your story notes? And quite honestly, that chaos is kind of the point. I embrace it and I call this the raw input phase. And frankly, I think this is a spot where otherwise it's pretty easy to fail if you're trying to be too organized too soon. I'm going to show you exactly how I clean this up and make it organized later in what I've been calling the distillation phase, which is really where you lock the memory in. But first, you have to understand why messy really wins in this scenario. If you look pretty much anywhere on Instagram and TikTok, it's pretty easy to see that people are obsessed with making studying and learning aesthetic. And when this makes it so easy to fall into perfection paralysis. To counteract that, my system starts with raw input, where the one rule is just to capture it as quickly as possible and it can be processed later. Just get it down. When I hear a new word or phrase, I don't open an app. I just pick up my notebook and write down that word. Or at least write it down as closely as I'm capable of doing, because it turns out I'm actually still pretty bad at writing the Greek alphabet. Okay, so now you have a notebook with messy random words. So if you stop here, you're not really gonna learn anything more than you would with the apps. Even the apps will teach you that in Greek, wine is krasi. But that alone isn't really helpful because there's no hook in your brain to help you recall it later when you actually need to. To actually learn and remember this, you have to move to phase 2, which is what I've been calling the context anchor phase. With this, you take that word or phrase and you write in the journal a full sentence with it. I never write down just one single word or an incomplete sentence because that's gonna just dissipate from your memory like that. I anchor the word or phrase in the context where I found it or in a context where I can envision myself using it in the future. So instead of just writing down the word for wine, I would write down a sentence like, I like to order wine with my cheese, which, and part of my Greek, would be something along the lines of Mu aresi na peregelno krasi me to tirimu. Now that word has a home. It has a context, it has a use case it's attached to. Now you may be thinking, this is so inefficient, AI can do this for me in just a few seconds. And exactly, AI's then doing the work so your brain doesn't have to, which is terrible for learning something. And then once a week, we get to what I've just been calling the distillation phase, which is where I'll go back and look at the words and sentences that I've written down. And if I don't remember something, I'll just write it down several times again in the notebook. And I talk about the process of then putting them onto flashcards in a video that's hopefully going to pop up around here. Otherwise, I'll link it in the description. And this friction of rewriting it after you forgot it is really what helps you learn it. To learn a new language, you don't need a reoccurring app subscription. You just need a small notebook and the willingness to be messy and inefficient. Embrace the chaos in the process to really make what you're learning stick. Thanks for sticking around to the end. If you're still here and haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see some of my other language learning tips, check out this video. Got a cat here, not sure he's not gonna mess up the camera.